Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm bringing you my updated advanced Yu-Gi-Oh deck. So I think it's been a while, if ever, that I've shown an advanced deck on this channel. And so this is my Fire Kings deck. So starting off here, we have 3 Ponixes. Right, this is going to be your starter, and then you have your 3 Ulknexes. So these 2 cards allow you to kind of start your combo, get the cards you want. And because this allows you to search for the field spell, which you want, and this one allows you to it basically is the field spell. So this allows you to kind of destroy the cards in your hand, and you want to be destroying cards. So then you have 2 Brongs. These allow you to search for Fire Kings. Then you have 2 Arvadas, which allow you to special summon from the graveyard. This is really good for getting extra deck materials, as well as getting the on-death effects, because even though the effects are negated, they're not negated in the graveyard. So like if you bring back a Brong and then the Brong dies and is destroyed, at the end or at the start of the turn, you'll still get the search effect basically. And then you have 2 Garunixes. So these are your boss monsters. I only went 2 of them just for the fact of it's really easy to search for them, right? You search them off Brong or Fire King. I mean, literally anything you can search them off of. And you can special summon it when you search, right? So when you just search from the field spell or Ulknex, the destruction, this sees the destruction, so you can special summon it. So this is a really good card. I really like it. And then you have the Kurans. So this Kurans, once again, this is kind of this helps you destroy on the field, and it also permanently brings back a guy from the graveyard, and it destroys cards. So this is really good because it's a quick effect. So on your opponent's turn, you can basically enact a chain of events, so you can basically play on your opponent's turn, which is really nice, and it's fairly simple on it. It's not, a lot of decks are really complex when you want to play on your opponent's turn. Kuran basically unlocks all of that, and so it's really good because you can basically get double the effects, because a lot of these cards are your once per turns. Well, you can use your once per turn on your opponent's turn as well, so you get basically double the effectiveness of your cards. It's nice. And then you have 2 just the normal Garunixes, the original Garunixes, and this is because of Ulknex's destroy effect, which is you summon Garunix in defense position. So that's why you want 2 of them. You could want 1 of them, but honestly, these cards are really good. And if you get both of them in a destruction chain, you basically just continuously destroy cards, and your opponent basically can't make a field. So that's always funny, and that's why I run 2 of them. And then I have, these are kind of like the hand traps to other just kind of neutral cards. So Lava Golem, really I like Lava Golem. I think it's cool, so that's why I run it. But there's really not too much of a reason to run it. But I just like it, so I put it in there. And then we run 3 Drone Lockbirds. I just really like Drone Lockbird. A lot of times you can just kind of shut off an entire turn with it. That's why I like it. I just really like it as a card, and it's fairly handy. And then you have 1 Infinite Impermanence, a Ghost Bell, Effect Veiler, Nibiru. So these are the 4 just kind of random hand traps that I put in my deck. I mean, you can run multiple effect values, you can run multiple infinite impermanences. I just like running all of them because I like variety in my deck, and they're cool. I mean, this one's shiny. They're all kind of shiny, I guess, not effect veiler, but, I like having variety, so that's why they're in there. Alright, and then we run 2 Ash Blossoms. So the 2 Ash Blossoms, preferably if you're making this deck, or I'd want 3 just because they're fire, and so you can they're handy. And Ash is kind of good. I'm not a big fan of Ash, just for the fact of I would rather have Droll than Ash, than Ash, just for the fact of this does stop a search, which is handy, but that's it, and you don't really get that much more like card effectiveness. It's a 1-for-1, where Droll you can kind of stop further card plays, which I like that. And then we have Called by the Grave. This once again, this is just kind of like a hand trap, where I guess a hand trap or a trap, and it's handy, right? And then you have 1-for-1, which this for 1-for-1 it just allows you to get Ponix on the field more consistently. So this is kind of like a starter in itself, because it basically is Ponix. It's just kind of consistency. And then we have the Fallen and the Virtuous. So this is, when I piled this deck, I wanted to make it a surprise. But this deck also runs a Dogmatica engine. Just as the fact of Fire Kings is really consistent. Like, I mean, basically no matter what you can draw, you can get the same end board, and you can get a lot of things. And so really most of your deck is just kind of blank stuff you can fill in with. And so I've decided to just stick a completely new of just Dogmatica in it. And this card just kind of helps do that. Destroys the card. It allows you to do some shenanigans. It's shiny. Right? I got the deck or whatever, and so this is just shiny card. But this kind of helps. It gets cards in the graveyard, as you'll see in the next deck. But I think it's just kind of fun, right? But then back onto you have the 3 Fire King Sanctuaries and the 2 Fire King Islands. The reason you won 2 Fire King Islands and 3 Sanctuaries is because Sanctuary searches for island, so you really don't want to have a lot of islands. If you because my main goal is you make a bigger deck so you can just run 2-1, and then you're 1-1, so you basically ultra consistent, because the field, you really don't want to just draw the field spell. You don't really want that. And the Sanctuary is really good because it allows you to XYZ summon on your opponent's turn, so that's kind of handy. And then you have Fire King Skyburn. The reason you want this is because if you already have a Sanctuary or an island, then you have a Ponix, you can get this off of Ponix. So that's really handy, because you just want to be able to get a spell card, and it's good. It allows you to just destroy basically anything, so it's handy. And then we have the 3 Nadir Servants. These allow you to search for a Dogmatica card and also send a fusion or just any extra deck monster, I think, to the graveyard. And so then that's the extra deck. You really don't use, half the extra deck you really only use for these cards, because it allows you, they have benefits when in the graveyard. So that's where this is good, and it allows you to search for your Dogmatica cards, so that's handy. And then you have Maximus. So Maximus here, this allows you to, you special summon it by banishing extra deck monster from your graveyard, and then you can make you and your opponent send 2 monsters from your extra deck to the graveyard, allowing you to gain that effect. And also kind of, if they have a lot of extra deck monsters, it removes their ability to play those. Obviously, it's your opponent's choice, so they'll probably make the best decision, but you just get more benefits, and it's really handy. And then we have a payoff for having guys in the graveyard too, and so you get kind of double use out of it. So I really like that. And then you have Ecclesica. This is once again just another search for a Dogmatica card. So you can kind of just, with the Dogmatica cards, if you get one, you can kind of search, and you're going to do a lot of searching. And that's kind of the thing of, if somebody drolls you, you're kind of screwed, but, it's fun. So that's that. And then you have 2 Flurgises. These are kind of like effect failures if you have a Dogmatica card on the field. That's why you're running, the Ecclesica. And, you honestly probably should run a bit more Dogmaticas, but these are fine, and then you allow them, they're level 8s, and they're big monsters, right? So they're fun. And then you have Dogmatica Nexus. And so Dogmatica Nexus is just a cool card that I put in, because it's you might as well. This is the big boss monster of the Dogmaticas. So you put it in, you need 4 monsters in the graveyard, you banish them, and then you get this big 3200 guy. And I think his effects don't do much. It's you can attack and then destroys their monsters, but it's kind of weird. But it's just a big guy, and I kind of like it. It's kind of fun to be this is the big win condition, even though it's worse than Gurunix. So that's the main deck. Now we're going to go on to extra deck. And the extra deck's kind of fast. First, we have Link Kuriboh. We have Promethean Princess. This is a really good card. It basically, just keeps getting value. Then you have Shurig, which is when you send it to the graveyard, you get an effect, which is good. I forget, because what did you search? Yeah. So, and I don't think, it's not too good because you need to have banished monsters. So it's meh. But it works well, and you can do it. And then you have Salamanca Sunwolf. Doesn't really do anything. Then you have Gorgon. This is just a weird, disruption piece. I don't know. It's just kind of a cool card. And then you have Hit of the Fire Charmer. Once again, just kind of situational Link card. Then you have the... Pretty sure you have 3. You have the 3... 1, 2, 3 Gurunixes. So these are your level 8s. Big guy destroys all of the monsters, destroys spell traps, brings back the materials from the graveyard, or just any of them, any Fire King monster. So this is really good just because you kind of, yes, if his effects is negated, you're kind of screwed off, but just don't be negated, and it's really nice. I really like it. It's your finisher. Then you have Giant Trainer. So if you get 3 level 8s on your first turn, you can just draw 3 cards, and that kind of allows you to maybe draw on some other cards. I mean, once again, just kind of situational tool. That's what mostly the extra deck is, because you're just going to be using your Grunixes and like your Link Kuruos and you're sending a lot of this to the graveyard. So, I mean, it's just kind of all kind of situational cards. And then you have Tri-Braid Ferret. This allows you to like cycle a card, I think, right? Or like you put it on. Honestly, I don't know what a lot of these cards do. Honestly, I don't remember, right? Yeah, you can put a card. You can draw a card and then place a card on the bottom. So this just, cycles through your deck. Then you have Titanclad. This is when this goes to the graveyard, you can search for a Dogmatic card. Same with same with this card, I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah, so these 2 cards allow you to search for Dogmatic cards, and then you have Divine Arsenal, Aezu, Sky Thunder. This is just a big, powerful guy that you can use. And then you have this card, which allows you to special summon a Dogmatic card. So, I mean, the extra deck is just kind of meh. I mean, there's not really any reason. The one card I would, if you're trying to make a Fire King Dogmatic deck, you want Garugig or something. It's like a bird. Because he allows you to get Ponyx easier, right? You can basically first turn, so that's even more consistency. But I mean, really, this deck, I mean, it's fairly consistent. I mean, it's either you get what you want or you're screwed, right? There's really no in between. And most, 90%. There's like a ton of, literally, you need like this card, this card, this card. Literally most of these cards you'll draw. It's pretty easy to draw. So that's my deck. Comment if you have any suggestions on, critiques or questions like, oh, why do you run this card? Ask. I don't know if I'm sure this is going to be my deck for the majority of time, so I might not make an update for a while because this is how it is. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.